Good morning and buenos dias. My name is Veronica Castillo and I'm the Executive Director of Communications for Laredo ISD. And it's my pleasure to welcome everybody to the Jesus Martinez Performing Arts Complex, which will soon be going through a much needed renovation. On behalf of both the United Independent School District and Laredo ISD, our Board of Trustees, our students, and our employees, I would like to give you bienvenidos, welcome. We are delighted, We are delighted to collaborate and partner with our sister school district, United ISD, for the benefit of our children, because no matter where they go to school, they are all our children. This is a great opportunity for Laredo ISD and United ISD to work together for our community's future leaders through our Go Public campaign. And now I would like to introduce you to our mistresses of ceremonies for this morning. Ms. Nicole Bonilla, who just graduated from Alexander High School, and Lauren Melendez, who graduated as valedictorian for J.W. Nixon High School's class of 2018. Nicole and Lauren, welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Castillon, and good morning, everyone. There are a lot of good things going on in public education, but sometimes they get overlooked. Like great teachers in our classrooms and the students who learn and grow to realize their dreams and achieve great accomplishments for their communities. That's why the Go Public organization was created.
Go Public is a nonprofit statewide initiative that supports local coalitions of parents, teachers, and community allies to advocate for quality publication in their communities. It was formed to get the word out about the great things that are being achieved by public school districts like UISD and LISD, who advocate for over 67,000 students in kinder through 12th grades.
The concept of educating all students, regardless of race, class, or socioeconomic status, is the right approach, and it has made America and our community thrive. Public schools provide access to education for every child in our community, regardless of their academic performance, income level, or disability.
Public schools create inclusive environments that accept all students and their educational needs. Public schools also set the stage for social and personal development through peer interaction, cumulative academic challenges, access to college and career readiness opportunities, and choice through a multitude of electives, extracurricular activities, magnet school opportunities, and options like early college programs.
The invaluable support of our community is essential to the success of students who attend public schools, and great things happen for students when communities come together with a shared vision. We can proudly say that Laredo, Texas is a community that advocates for public education by building and supporting partnerships with parents, teachers, local organizations, and leaders across Texas.
Over the course of this press conference, we'll hear from educators and community leaders who have devoted their lives to making sure that public school settings provide students with the challenges, opportunities, and tools they need to succeed in an increasingly competitive world. We applaud them and thank them for their unwavering dedication, innovative spirit, and service to Laredo's future leaders. Now, before we continue with this morning's program, I ask that you please rise for the presentation of colors by the United South High School Marine Corps Junior ROTC under the direction of Master Sergeant James Jordan.
The national anthem will be performed by the Figueroa High School Orchestra under the direction of Mr. Tomas Aguilar. Allegiance and the Texas Pledge will be led by Colonel Santos Benavides Elementary School student Katie Jackson and C.L. Milton Elementary School student Rene Rodriguez.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag.
I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
At this time, I ask that you please observe a moment of silence in memory of those educators and students who have passed away recently.
Order! Hunters! Ready, hunt! Right, base! Forward, arm! Forward, march!
Thank you. Please be seated. It's my pleasure to introduce our special guest joining us here this morning. From United ISD, the President of the Board, the Honorable Alisa Flores Oliveros. The Secretary of the United ISD Board, Juan Roberto Ramirez. And the Superintendent of Schools for United ISD, Mr. Roberto J. Santos. I would also like to welcome all UISD administrators. Please stand and be recognized.
Representing Laredo ISD, we have Board Member Dr. Cecilia May Moreno, and the Superintendent for Laredo ISD, Dr. Silvia Rios. Will all LISD administrators please stand and be recognized? We are also joined today by the Honorable Webb County Judge Stano Tijerina and Laredo College Board Member, the Honorable Rene de la Viña, who is also a TSTA representative. We are also very grateful to have members of the media attending this morning. Thank you all for joining us.
Our first speaker this morning is the President of the United ISD Board of Trustees. Ms. Oliveros is currently the Executive Director of the Webb County Head Start Early Start program and has dedicated her life to strengthening local education programs. Please help me welcome Ms. Alisa Flores Oliveros.
Good morning. On behalf of the United Independent School District Board of Trustees, I thank Laredo Independent School District for collaborating and hosting this event. I welcome everyone, and I am delighted for the occasion to advocate for the many opportunities and advantages of going public. The most valuable asset of this community, I think we all agree, is our children. That having been acknowledged, our greatest responsibility is to educate them and empower their families to support this endeavor. This community's greatest resource for accomplishing this goal is found in our 2 local school districts. We have certified teachers, experienced administrators, highly qualified paraprofessionals, honorable police officers and security officers, empathetic counselors, social workers, and diagnosticians, state and federal programs that augment teacher, Judge, Head Start, Judge Stano Tijerina, Head Start, He's my boss. Flexible course scheduling, alternative schools, non-traditional schools, magnet schools, trade schools, parent engagement programs, opportunities for college credit through dual enrollment and early college, opportunities for extracurricular involvement, opportunities for social learning. The list goes on, and it is priceless. Should anyone ever ask, why go public? For our children, our greatest asset. They deserve nothing short of academic accountability and educational outcomes. The collective investment of LISD and UISD in our children through public education is the catalyst to future success in school, in work, and in life. When I'm in the audience, my favorite speaker is always the one with the shortest speech. So today, I'm gonna ask you for 2 more minutes of your most valuable time to add some self-disclosure, which I rarely do, I don't do lightly, but I feel it appropriate. When I decided to run for school board, I was aware that it took involvement in a political arena. And quite honestly, I do not consider myself to be a politician. At times, I have found myself to be misunderstood, misconstrued, and dare I make a mistake. But my father once told me, politics is not as bad as it is valuable. I remember one evening preparing for a special called meeting, rushing home, trying to rearrange my evening schedule, and I must have caught one of my son's attention. I must have been very stressed out. And he stopped me and he said, "Mom, why do you do this? Why are you on school board? You don't get paid." And I said, "Son, because you're worth it. Your sister's worth it. Your brother's worth it. Your friends are worth it. The children in this community are worth it." And like the teenager that he was at the time, he looked at me, didn't say anything, but I knew what he was thinking. Like, for real, Mom? Seriously? And I get it. When we talk to our children, we tend to be melodramatic because we want to make a point. But in all honesty, is there anything more valuable than planting seeds of wisdom, planting seeds of education in young minds? I dare say there is not. For we cannot allow other countries to outsmart our children. They are our future leaders. They are the dignitaries that will be up here on this stage. They are the administrators that will be in this audience. To me, it's important. And quite honestly, the most horrible thing about politics is that you don't just put yourself out there. You put your family out there. And I would never do that for an unworthy cause. For me, public education is a very worthy cause. And the story that I share to you is not unique to me. I share it with every member on this stage. And if I was a betting woman, I would dare say I share it with everyone in this building. Because I would bet that everyone in here has done something awesome to promote public education. Be it come in during vacation hours to get a job done, stay late in the evening to make sure that everything was right in the morning, go that extra mile for a student, for a coworker, for a friend, wake up in the morning and take your own children to school, spend your evening at a school function, all in support of public education. And if no one has ever thanked you for that, we thank you for that. Because public education is a great investment in our children. So I thank you. I thank you for choosing LISD as your employer. as the educator of your children. I thank you for choosing UISD as your educator, as your employer and educator, and the educator of your children. And I thank you for allowing me to be a part of this Go Public awareness event. So may we only get stronger, may we only get wiser, and may we pray for more public school funding. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Oliveros. Our next speaker is a former city councilman and retired educator. Please help me welcome the city council member, Dr. Cecilia May Moreno.
Good morning. And thank you, UISD, for joining us today. We are all in this together. And we're all in this together because we care about the children. Can you imagine if there was no public schools? Think about all those kids that probably couldn't find a school they would attend. Think about all those parents that wouldn't realize how much they're missing. It is so important that we support public education and that we continue to talk about all the benefits that come from public education. I think Alisa did a really marvelous job in being very comprehensive about the benefits that come from public education. I will focus a little on all the extracurricular programs that would not be available to the students if it were not for public education. Those programs, the fine arts, the athletics, the UILs, the drama, all of that is all extra, and they are really what kids enjoy, and they're really what we enjoy doing also. We are proud of their success, and we're proud of the work that our teachers and our faculties do in that area. Again, we know public education is important. We have to continue to promote it because every year it's being made less. Every year we're losing students, and the purpose and what's driving them is not real. So for us, we need to continue to promote public education, and we're glad to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you. Next on our agenda this morning is the Superintendent of Schools for United ISD. Mr. Roberto J. Santos is a graduate of Martin High School, where he was an outstanding athlete and campus leader. He has been with United ISD for 31 years and has served as the district's leader since 2005. Mr. Santos.
Thank you. Thank you. I am a product of LISD, and I'm very proud of being a product of LISD. I think Mr. Pro, also being a Tiger Legend, I think is great. I think what you do at that high school, when you look at really that was the main high school, the only high school when I was growing up, and it's always been recognized, and I think now with your leadership even more. Again, congratulations. One of the items that I want to thank Dr. Rios also for coming together with us, and as we look at Go Public, what makes for us Go Public is we have a lot to offer for all our students. I think if you look at people here today, probably 98% of us that are here today are products of public education, public schools. And the majority are, I think, product of our local high schools. And I think that's really a tribute to what we've done as both LISD and UISD as a district to be able to have our staff prepare our students so when they graduate from high school, they've got a life when they go to college, the workforce, or whatever it is that they want to do. But I think public education is really the key. And again, I want to thank you, Dr. Rios, for allowing us to come together. I just want to toot our horn at United ISD, and I know Dr. Rios will give you also a little history and things that they're doing there at their campus. For us, United it's a young district. I think this is our 57th year in existence. But probably most of you don't know that in 1964, the state of Texas passed a law where you couldn't speak Spanish in a classroom. When United ISD consolidated and became a school district, they went ahead and visited with the Commissioner of Education to allow United ISD to be the first district in the state of Texas to be able to allow our students speak Spanish on a bilingual program. So we were really the first in the state, which I think we're extremely proud to be able to give our students that opportunity. You know, things that we're doing at United, we've got over almost 44,000 students continue to grow. We're opening up 2 new campuses and a 9th grade campus at our high schools. Things that we offer our students, you know, our student teacher ratio is about 17 students to 1 teacher. Our average years of experience on our classroom teachers is 10 years. I don't think any other private charter school can offer that particular experience people there in your classrooms. And I think that makes an extremely big difference on our students. I can tell you, United, you know, when we look at state scores and we look at what charter schools are doing and other non-public schools are doing, we're doing better. We're doing better than the region, which covers from Laredo all the way to Brownsville, better than the state. And I think it's really a tribute to the people that sit on this room and these chairs in our campus, at our campuses, and our teachers. That's a key. We prepare our students. At United, again, we got 4 high schools, 4 large high schools. We have 3 magnet schools. At United High School, we've got the Engineer Magnet School, Alexander Health and Science. At South, the Global Business. And at LBJ, we've got the Early College. In those particular campuses, we still offer all kinds of other activities for students. You know, at United, we've got over 7,000 students that participate in extracurricular activities. I think Dr. Moreno was sharing that with you. At United ISD, we provide buses for our students at the end of the day, where they can stay there to be part of the band, tutorials, and at the end of the day, we'll be able to take those kids, you know, back to their houses. You know, we cover almost 2,400 square miles. Our furthest school south is in Rio Bravo and Cenizo. Furthest north is Muller Elementary, and west we have Cuella. So it's a large area, 2,400 miles. So, you know, for us, as we move forward and go public, you know, part of the bond election that we had, we were able to put what we call security stations at all our schools. By December, every campus in our district will be able to have a little area, almost like a theater, where you've got to walk in. They're going to be able to buzz you in our facility. All the doors are also going to be secure. You're going to be able to get in our buildings with a keyless key. Safety for our students. We're probably about the first district in the state of Texas that has licensed peace officer at every campus. We have at least 1 at the elementary, 2 at the middle, and we have about 3 at the high school. I think that's important for our parents to know that. Safety obviously is a major issue for us here at United. Flat panels at the campuses, technology, we've invested over $10 million in technology. And again, it's really because of our taxpayers. State really didn't support as much, but it's really a tribute to our taxpayers that they want something in return for the students. There's a lot of things that are happening, I think, at our schools, not only at United, but I think LISD. And it's important that we continue to support public education. We've got to go public. That's what's important for us. We've got to toot our horn and be able to say there's nothing better than our public schools. The products are here. Every year, you know, we graduate. You know, last year we had over 3,000 students graduate. At our high schools, we had, I think, over 10,000 students. Well, we had a lot of students that took the AP classes at our high schools. This past summer, we had 1,500 students that attended Laredo College, all the way from they were freshmen or sophomores to be to seniors to be, with a passing rate really about 95% C or better. I think it's a tribute to our teachers to get those students ready. But these are things that we offer that I know my neighboring district also offers that nobody else can offer that. Free of charge to the parents also. People have students, I mean, you know, you're able to save at least, you know, anywhere between 15 to almost 60 hours. I mean, just figure. Probably a couple of $1,000, you know, $15,000, $20,000 that you can save. That's what we have to offer our students, which I don't think anybody else that's not public can offer that. And the majority, again, comes out of our regular funds through our taxpayers. State doesn't help us much. There's a lot of things that I can continue to share with you about United, but I think at the end of the day is we're committed as a district, and we're committed with LISD to make sure that we toot our horns and say, hey, go public. Again, thank you. We are united.
Thank you, Mr. Santos. Our next speaker is beginning her second year as instructional leader for the city's oldest school district. She is also a product of public schools, having graduated from Hebronville High School as valedictorian and drum major of the band. Please help me welcome LISD Superintendent Dr. Sylvia Rios.
Good morning. I am very, very proud to be part of this great initiative because we are a public school system that serves every student. Our doors are open to every student, regardless of where they come from. We don't sit at a table saying, you can come because you have great scores, you can't. Or you can not do this, or you cannot do that. We are a public school system, a public system that in many ways repeats, and not only repeats, but supports the principle that everyone is entitled to a free and public education. And that free and public education is what has given us the opportunity to be part of the great citizens that are being produced within our schools. Thank you, Mr. Santos, for being part of this initiative with us, and thank you for inviting us. And let me tell you, there are many people seated here. When we talk about small towns or large towns, or where we come from or where we don't come from, there are many people here from different communities that really all stand together. I see Lida over there. Where are you from, Lida? Hebronville. How big is Hebronville? Here's what we share. Here is what we share. We share in the fact that there were a group of very committed teachers in a little tiny town, known as a cow town, known as a kicker town, known as Sandia town, whatever. But here's what we share. We share an education that came from a very committed group of teachers who felt that public education was the way to instill not only the academic skills that were necessary to move forward, but also the social skills, as well as the desire, the inspiration, the motivation to continue. And that is what public schools do. When we talk about what Laredo ISD offers, let's talk about that. We are the center of the little community, and we have been around for 135 years. This is going to be 136 years. In fact, we believe we have the oldest high school in Laredo. And this is what Laredo ISD offers and continues to expand. We have 4 high schools. Out of these 4 high schools, service students in an academic pathway or as well as a career pathway. We also have 3 early colleges. We have, of course, the early college, the Hector J. Garcia Early College that was established at TAMIU, and that is an all-disciplinary early college high school. Then last year, we took one of our magnet schools, the Dennis D. Cantu Health Science Magnet School, and began a journey of making it an early college high school that is located within a high school, a school within a school. This early college high school is dedicated to the health sciences. This year, we took another magnet school. That magnet school is located at Cigarroa High School, and it was an engineering school. What we have done is we have created an early college academy. And what that early college academy now will be working with or focusing on will be STEM. And it is an early college academy dedicated to engineering, to technology, to science, and to mathematics. And so at these 3 early college high schools, every student can take up to 60 college credit hours, half of your college experience, again, at no cost. And then, in addition to that, every single one of our comprehensive high schools offer students the ability to also enroll in a college curriculum where they can also earn college credit. We also have a School of Fine Arts, a very well-known School of Fine Arts that has been able to achieve great accolades throughout the country. In addition to that, there are so many varied programs within our schools that serve our kids well, whether it happens to be the fine arts, as Dr. Moreno said, athletics, we now have a swim team. Recently, the Board of Trustees, with the aid of the community, passed a $150 million bond. That $150 million bond will serve to either build or renovate 5 different schools. In addition to that, there's going to be some improvements in our career and technology programs. And I'm also proud to say that LISD boasts the highest ratio as far as technology to student to technology device. And in addition to that, we are continuously looking for ways to improve our academics. If you were to look at South Texas and if you were to look at schools that are within our demographics, there may be some challenges, but I can also say the same as Mr. Santos has said. We have exceeded the state and region rates in some of the tested areas, and we also know that where there are challenges, what we know about public school teachers, what we know about public school educators is that we don't walk away from the challenge. We find ways to overcome the challenges, because we know that at the heart of what we do, what drives us is every single student looking for an opportunity to better themselves, to better their families. So when we think about the theme for this year for Laredo ISD, it's building tomorrow together. But there's a caveat to that. It's not building tomorrow together only LISD folks. It's building tomorrow together from the perspective of our schools, the perspective of our families in the Laredo area and anywhere they come from, and the community. We see an aisle here, and when we think about politics, we always say, oh, yeah, is that party gonna reach across the aisle? What a wonderful experience today. Because when we see United on one side and we see LISD on the other side, there are no barriers. The blue that you're wearing is the blue of one of our colors. And I bet that underneath there, you'll see some red, you'll see some green. And I didn't hear Mr. Santos say, once a tiger, always a tiger. But I know that somewhere there might be a little shirt, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, something that says, once a tiger, always a tiger. So here's what's important. The importance is that public education brings together a very solid, united force of teachers, very solid, united force of educators, administrators, parents, community, partnerships that are all working towards the same goal. Providing opportunities for our students so that no matter where they go, what they do, we're going to be able to compete. And we're going to do a great job at that competition. We're not just going to be one of the top 3. We are going to excel. We are going to be the top 1. We don't have to be the tallest. We don't have to be the most affluent. What we do have to be is that group of individuals who are continuously committed to the education of our students. And I will tell you, public education does that. Public education gives students, like the ones here seated behind me, like the ones that just performed the Pledge of Allegiance and marched across, it gives them the opportunity to not only hope for better tomorrows, but to be confident that that better tomorrow is going to be part of their futures. Because public educators like the ones sitting here, families in our community, and the community itself will all bond together to make it happen. So going public is not something new. We just need to be able to acknowledge the great things that we do and to acknowledge it day after day after day. We are proud to be public school educators, and we will move forward, making it possible for every single student to be a proud graduate of our public schools. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Dr. Rios. You have just heard from some of the most successful and accomplished members of the community, and they are all products of public schools. Yay. Now we will be hearing from two very proud parents whose children just graduated with the class of 2018 and are headed to college.
We will begin by introducing Ms. Amy Castillo Cáceres, who is the mother of Alyssa Cáceres, the salutatorian of Nixon High School's class of 2018. Ms. Cáceres?
Good morning to everybody. As an educator, I am humbled to be before this very wonderful panel of leaders from both districts, UISD and LISD. But today my hat, of course, is that of a very proud parent of my daughter, Alyssa Veronica Cáceres. Alyssa's journey through her educational career began at UISD. She is a product of both school districts. She did attend UISD during her elementary and middle school years. And when she decided to come to LISD with me, that was a very significant decision for her because it came from her. She wanted to come to LISD because she knew that I, myself, am a product of Laredo ISD. I am a proud 1991 graduate of Dr. Leo Cigarroa High School. And Alyssa wanted to continue with that of my family tradition of LISD graduates. Alyssa's journey through her career has been a very successful one. I have to say that. She is my only daughter, and that was something that I always focused on, her education, always being there as a parent, knowing as an educator how important it is to have that relationship with the schools as a parent and as a teacher. The working together is of essence for them to feel that bond and that support. And we know as educators, we invite the parents to come to our schools and with that motivation in mind. And having that in my mind, I always made sure that I attended all the parent events, all the Meet the Teacher nights, progress report card nights, And I have to say that once she reached high school, that did waver on my part because of my work duties as well as a working parent. However, our home life was still very, very secure and very solid. So her foundation was there. Those of you who know Alyssa, she's very talkative. And I do say she is a lot smarter than I am. I always say that. She's very articulate. She is very outgoing, and she will always ask the questions that need to be asked in order for her to succeed. And that's something that is intrinsic. When they ask me, how did you do it? How is your daughter so successful, in academics in school? And again, I say it's intrinsic, because as educators, we know that the students that we see in our classrooms, we have varying degrees. We have those that are highly motivated, those that are a little apathetic, and those that are struggling, and that we have to bring them to the forefront of where they should be. But in Alyssa's case, it's all intrinsic, and of course with the support at home that I provided for her and my family provided for her, that made her cross over that edge and just become who she has become at this point as a young 18-year-old lady on the verge of beginning her college career this fall. But in the very core of what I wanted to say is the reason for her success was based because, again, of the communication between parent and the school. And not just the teachers, but all the staff, the counselors, the administrators. If I had a question as a parent and I emailed, I called, I quickly got a response from whoever it was that I was asking the question. And again, it was just questions that maybe she had that I said, well, me as a parent, let me go ahead and help you out, and I will attend to this. And again, that made all the difference. That made me feel every day when I was coming to work, when she was going to school, I was comfortable and confident that she would be in the best hands, that her teachers would always have her best interests in mind. And again, not just Alyssa, all students, but as a parent right now, I'm speaking of my child and her experience. So I always knew that and was very confident that every question she had, every scenario that had to be attended to would be attended to. And I always thank her administrators, I thank her counselors, and all the teachers that I know that worked with her in order for her to achieve the successes she did. And that made, like I said, that made all the difference. And again, I'm very proud of her. She is a proud Nixon High School graduate, she will say that. And we're just so proud of Laredo ISD and all the opportunities that it has afforded for her to be academically ready to attend college. And I am certainly very, very confident that she will do well. And again, it's thanks to all the educators, all the staff, all the administrators, counselors that worked with her and who did not fail the students. Thank you.
Yay. Thank you, Ms. Casares. Our next speaker is Mr. Hendrik Limarta. His son, Ian Joseph Limarta, was valedictorian of Alexander High School's class of 2018. Mr. Limarta?
Good morning. Dr. Santos, Dr. Rios, and you are such a good speaker. I don't think I can speak like you. Well, my name is Hendrik Limarta. I'm from Indonesia, and my parents from China. I was born in Indonesia. I came to Laredo about 30 years ago. I think I drink too much water from Laredo and maybe too many fajita. I never stay in Laredo. I married with a local girl here. I'm the father of the Ian Limarta. My son is attending Matias de Año Elementary School and finished at Alexander High School as valedictorian 2018. He was accepted to MIT, Harvard, Princeton, Caltech, UT, and some other school. And he decided to attend MIT this fall. And he is the recipient of the Gates and Melinda Scholarship. He will study mathematics and computer science and minor in physics. Someday he hopes to do research in artificial intelligence. I myself and my wife, Laura Limarta, very, very involved with my son's education. And we volunteer so many hours on the UIL, UIL academics, math, science, computer science, and number science. And about my son, after so many hours of the hard work and practice, he won the district championship in 9th grade, and one of the first one from Laredo to attend the state competition in 11th and 12th grade. He placed in the state for mathematics and physics. Also, I'd like to congratulate for Alexander High School. This school has been the district champion for the last 19 years. Mr. Sandoval and staff, thank you and congratulations. I'm a true believer of the public school because they provide the best education, since our teachers are all certified. And there are many, many opportunities in both academics and extracurricular. In UISD public school, we can join robotics, UIL academics, sport, band, and other groups that are fully funded that you cannot find in other private school. Where most schools have limited curriculum, public school offer a wide range of subjects and courses at different levels. At high school, for example, we offer AP classes with prepare students for college success. At Alexander, my son took 15 AP exam, which can only be done with the help of school resources. The superintendent, staff, board member, principal, and teacher have done a tremendous ensuring our students get the best education possible. After many years of development, we are still continuing to improve our means of education and resources. We have built so many elementary schools this year, and also middle school, as well as technological high-grade campus. Please don't get me wrong. For our children to succeed, parental involvement is crucial as a stepping point. Your involvement makes a difference in the life of our children. Every year in UISD or in LISD, we have parent festival where we can learn about your children's education and the future that school can provide. Please do not miss the event in October. Believe me, if you have a good parent involvement with your child, you will see your children go to any school of their choice. There's no limit. There's no boundary. Trust me, please stay in touch with your principal, counselor, and all your child teacher. My family is a living proof. I wish I can do it again. It is fun, challenging, and rewarding. My son Ian told me last month that I miss UIL competition and I miss my teacher. Trust your public school in Laredo and get involved. Many good things will come. In 10 more years or so, our public school in Laredo will be a powerhouse not only in Texas, but only in Texas as a whole. Finally, I would like to thank UISD and also LISD for mentoring all our children so well. God bless you and God bless America. See you in 10 years.
Thank you, Mr. Di Marta. Congratulations to you and best wishes to Ian as he begins at MIT. So it's my turn to talk now. Good morning. My name is Nicole Nias, and I'm a recent graduate of one of the best public schools in South Texas, as Mr. Sandoval would say, John B. Alexander High School. Thank you. Go Bulldogs. For me, community is something that has become sort of a staple in my life. After moving from city to city and country to country, creating a community wherever I was became something essential to me growing up. When I moved to Laredo in the 5th grade, I found my niche at Colonel Santos Benavides Elementary, where I had discovered new opportunities that weren't offered at my previous school in Arizona. Ballet Folklorico, choir, and the completely different gifted and talented program were only a fraction of the opportunities I was open to within this public school system in Laredo. Obviously, my journey didn't stop there, right? When I began my career at United Middle School, I was already part of a family that would remain constant in my life for 7 years. Band. After playing multiple instruments within a single year, I finally settled with this thing called the oboe. Kind of looks like a clarinet, real cool. And and it's one of the best decisions I had made in my entire musical career. I was able to make the Texas Music Educators Association, TMEA, all-region band in 7th and 8th grade and receive numerous awards under the instruction of Mr. Jose Lopez and Mr. Iram Gonzalez, and continue to make all-district, all-region, and all-area all 4 years of high school thanks to the wonderful staff at John B. Alexander High School, especially Mr. Ricardo Fuentes and Mr. Joshua Martinez, who I hope are listening to me while they're at band right now. Real cool. Yes, band for me opened up a lot of doors I didn't know were open to me and open to students at public schools. I was able to participate in mariachi and color guard my senior year thanks to Mr. Abraham Armendariz, who I hope is also listening, and became a bronze medalist at the state Texas Educational Color Guard Association competition. My band directors were always the teachers encouraging me to keep moving forward and pushing me to do my very best in everything I did. And thanks to them, I learned the importance of punctuality with 5 in the morning practices and being everywhere early on time. Mr. Vera, you know the deal. And the value of determination. Magnet was another huge community I will always be grateful for. Being a graduate of Alexander's Magnet School for Health Science is one of the coolest things I can say about myself. How many people get to say they're certified medical and dental assistants, certified CPR and first aid, and have gotten first-hand exposure to a cadaver all before graduation? It was on that trip we took to a cadaver lab north of San Antonio, while I was holding a human brain and a human heart in my hand, they're real cool, that I realized I was sure I wanted to pursue a career in trauma surgery and not just be an actress on Grey's Anatomy. Aside from Magnet, I give credit to the incredible teachers at Alexander for my success. The first time I ever walked into Miss Mercedes Oronosa's calculus class was the most terrifying moment of my entire life. But her class was definitely the most rewarding experience, despite the late night study sessions, tears, and stress to pass the AP test. Luckily, I got a 5, so it was real cool. Paid off. Thank you. Because of her, I have this passion for calculus and the STEM studies, specifically engineering, and a strong relationship with the woman I'm glad to call my at-school mother. I hope she sees this. My UIL sponsors were insane. Mr. Rosales knows, they were the most supportive family and community I could ask for. They were such a tight-knit community, from calling practices at 7 in the morning or from 4:30 to 6, maybe 7, 8 in the afternoon, all to perfect our prose and poetry pieces or practice the scenes in our one-act play, to feeding us on the days of competitions that were super long, but definitely proved worth it, 19-time championships. And they provided the entire UIL team with everything we needed to be successful. So it is communities like UIL Academics, One Act Play, and Band, Magnet, the amazing teachers that are a huge reason for my success in public school. And they definitely aided me in my acceptance to the University of Pennsylvania. Honestly, being a part of these organizations definitely changed my life for the better. Being a part of public school definitely changed my life for the better. And all of the problem-solving skills, emphasis on punctuality, responsibility, accountability, and the immense sense of community I have been surrounded with have molded me into the tenacious person I am today, and will propel me forward in my Ivy League career. Thank you. And I would like to introduce my fellow future classmate at UPenn, Lauren Melendez.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you all for joining us today to discuss a topic that greatly impacts our community. The benefits associated with public school are innumerable if the student chooses to take advantage of all the resources it has to offer. I myself have an interesting perspective on the matter, as I have attended both a charter school and a public school. I can wholeheartedly affirm that my time at J.W. Nixon High School and the support of LISD have served as the catalyst for my accomplishments and have molded me into the person I am today. A girl poised to take on the challenge of a college experience. Public schools offer amenities one simply cannot find elsewhere. At Nixon, I was often without having to ask. It, along with the other schools affiliated with both LISD and UISD, houses an eager and knowledgeable group of teachers and staff who yearn to share their unbridled knowledge and are equipped to prepare students for college and life thereafter. Moreover, the public school system offers opportunities that are unparalleled in terms of personal development and socialization. My high school has afforded me many opportunities for such growth, beginning with my participation in the National Hispanic Institute, a leadership organization with an emphasis on speech and debate. This organization impacted me impermeably and gave me the communication skills needed to succeed. I also had the opportunity to attend the Vilalem Trevino School of Communications and Fine Arts, where I studied both journalism and creative writing. This institution melded creativity with logic and showed me that the two, contrary to popular belief, are not mutually exclusive. It is these organizations, along with many others, that have the potential to set a student apart from their counterparts when it comes time for them to enter the daunting world of college applications. In a time where a 4.0 GPA is no longer sufficient to remain a competitive college applicant, the opportunities associated with public school are not only advantageous, but vital. With the help of my teachers and counselors, I graduated valedictorian in my class and will be attending the University of Pennsylvania along with Nicole in the fall. I am humbled and excited by the opportunity to attend a college of this caliber, and I attribute this opportunity to the resources I accessed through my school. Thank you all for your time and attention, and I encourage you all to go public. Before we finish our presentation this morning, we would like to show you a Go Public video produced by the Laredo ISD Instructional Television Department. The video highlights the many programs and opportunities available for students attending local public schools.
Awesome. By now, we all have a better idea of the advantages of attending schools in LISD and UISD. We will finish our press conference with a spirited cheer, especially written for today's event. The cheer features the head cheerleaders and mascots of our local public schools.
Go public indeed. Thank you, cheerleaders and mascots. And I also want to have special thanks for our wonderful MCs this morning, Ms. Nicole Bonilla and Lauren Melendez. God bless you as you travel to Pennsylvania. I hope you all keep in touch with LISD and UISD. One other thing I wanted to add about our Go Public campaign, or one of our most important reasons why our school districts are so successful, is our Board of Trustees. And I just wanted to thank Mr. Ramirez, Ms. Oliveros, and Dr. Moreno for being here. You have local representation. You have people from your neighborhoods that you can call anytime to give them a compliment, a complaint, or an idea. And that's something that can be said for public schools here in Texas. So we thank you all for your service to our community. And as we end today's press conference, I want to thank you once again for joining us this morning. And we have one more surprise for you. We have the Cigarroa High School award-winning mariachi who is going to be playing some songs for you today under the direction of Mr. Servando Serna. So make it a great day and a reminder to go public, and please enjoy the hospitality or refreshments provided by Laredo ISD. Thank you once again.